Hello everyone, welcome to the Day 7 Camp of C Programming. In this session, we are going to learn a simple game, that is tic-tac-toe game, using a simple C program. So let us start typing the code. First, standard input output function, and I'm also using conio.h, which is console input output header file. Okay, so first in tic-tac-toe game, we are creating a square to place the numbers. Okay, of 10, let us take a square of array of 10 having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and we are taking two functions. One is to check who is the winner. Okay, check win function, and the other function is to display the board. Okay, the tic-tac-toe board. Now let us write the main function. First, let us keep two players, okay? Player 1 and player 2. Initially, I am declaring player is equal to 1 I and choice, okay? And the mark, whatever, when we win the game, okay? We need to display the mark, right? Let us use a simple do while loop. Do. Initially, I will declare or I'll call the board method here, and I'll tell you where we are using this board method, and we are saying player is equal to player modulo 2. Okay, we are using here a ternary operator. It's like if else statement. If true, display 1, else 2. Okay, that is the meaning of this statement. And we are using an input statement as well. Player, or let me take percentile d, enter a number, and we are telling him as player. Okay, because player has that number, and scanf that number into address of choice. We have created here choice, right? So I'm saying scan it into address of choice. Okay, similarly I'm taking the mark as if player has mark equal to 1, then that's nothing but if it is player 1 you keep x, and in else case you keep O. Okay, it's like XOX game. And semicolon. Now let us run if else statements, right? Like if choice is equal to 1 and square, whatever the square array we have created of 1 is equal to 1. If this condition satisfies, then we are saying, sorry, here choice. We are saying square of 1 is equal to mark. Okay, we are assigning the mark to square of 1. And next we are using else if statements. Choice is equal to 2 and square of 2 is equal to 2, and we are saying here square of 2 is equal to mark. Again taken an else if case, choice is equal to 3 and square of 3 is equal to 3. Then you say square of 3 is equal to your mark. Again taking an else if case, telling like choice is equal to 4 and square of 4 is equal to 4. If this condition satisfies, then we are saying square of 4 is equal to mark. Okay. And again we are taking another else if case, else if choice is equal to 5 and square of 5 is equal to 5. Okay. If this condition satisfies, we are telling square of 5 is equal to mark. Similarly for 6 also, else if choice is equal to 6 and square of 6 is equal to 6, we are telling square of 6 is equal to mark. And again taking else if case for 7, choice is equal to 7 and square of 7 is equal to 7, then we are telling square of 7 is equal to mark. Okay. Again we are taking an else if case for 8. Okay, till 9 we have to take, right? If it is equal to 8 and square of 8 is equal to 8, then you assign that mark value to square of 8. And finally in an else case, uh, one more else if case, right? Ninth element, choice is equal to 9 and square of 9 is equal to 9. If this condition satisfies, we are giving square of 9 is equal to mark. And finally we are writing an else case. Let us write in a block, simply saying printf as invalid move. Okay, if any one of those if else if condition does not satisfy, we are telling in the else case as invalid move. And what we are doing is we are decrementing the player value. We are using a simple getch function. And after ending this else case, we are writing we are assigning the function check underscore win, whatever we have created here earlier, right? Check underscore win. Okay, we are assigning that function call into a variable I. Okay, after assigning this value, you can increment every time the player value. And since this is a do, right, we need to write some while case after this do. I'm writing while I is equal to -1, so it gets stopped over in this case. And after writing this case, uh, let us call that board function whatever we have created, right? Board. Now we are checking for that I value, because after completion of this if else if conditions, you will get some I value, right? So we are checking if I is equal to 1, printf as we are using the player person d win. Okay, that is nothing but decrement of your player. If I is equal to 1, this is the case. Okay, and we are writing a else case here, telling like print game drawn. Okay, we are telling game draw. This is simple if else case, and here also we are using this getCH function. I'll let you know what is the use of getCH function, and simply after the main at the end of the main method we are writing return 0. Okay, this is the main method which has a simple do while condition having if else. Okay, it is if else if ladder. Now let us write uh, a function to return the status of your game. Okay, that is nothing but we are taking three cases: 1, -1 and 0. 1 for game is over with result, and -1 for game is in progress. Finally 0 for game is over, and you can say with no result. These are the three cases which we are going to keep in the check win function. So we are writing int check win function. So initially we are taking a condition as if square of the first element is equal to square of second element and square of second element is equal to square of third element. Okay, we are telling return 1. So this is a case like if adjacent elements are x's, then we will return 1, or if the adjacent elements are o's, then we return 1. Okay, it's like a point, checking up the points. Here also we give different cases, right? So simply I'm using the same one. Okay, uh, for the second time I'll use as square of 4, 5 and 5 with 6. Okay, checking for this condition. Similarly for the third time I will use 7 is the next element, right? 7, 8 and 8 with 9. Okay, this is the second time. And next let us check for the adjacent is completed, right? It's like a line, and we may get vertical columns as well, right? We are telling 1, 4 and 4 with 7. You will let to know about this while printing the statement. Okay, uh, next we are taking for 2, but 2 in the sense the second element, and checking it with 2, 3, 4, 5. So the below the element, right? 2, 5 and 5 with the next below element, which is 8. Okay, and again we are using the same condition for, let us take here it's 2, right? We will take 3, and for the third element the below one will be 6, and the next one will be 6 with 9. Okay, this is another case. Remember, the first one is the if case, and the remaining will be else if cases. Because if I say if for everything, then all will get executed. Else if. Okay. And for the next one, I'm checking for 1, 1, 2, 3. I'm checking for what we say that diagonal elements. Okay, for first element, for fifth element, and the last one will be ninth element. It is as it is. Okay, checking for the diagonal elements 1, 5, 9. Okay, and similarly I'm checking for the other side, that is from 3, 5 with what, 7, I think. Yes, 7. Okay, this is the checking for diagonal elements. And also I'm writing a condition, else if condition, just check it here. Square of first element is not equal to 1 and square of second element is not equal to 2 and square of third element is not equal to 3. Okay, similarly we are writing the conditions like square of, we are writing it as square of, sorry, again the if else condition will be printed. Again we are writing for square of 4, if square of 4 is not equal to square of 4, and again we are writing square of 5 is not equal to 5 and square of 6 not equal to 6. Similarly square of 7 not equal to 7. Okay, and square of 8 not equal to 8. So you need to mention them in what? Inverted commas, right? Make sure that you don't miss it. You need to keep them in inverted commas. Sorry. Here it's 6. Okay, press enter and here it's 7, right? And here it's 8. Finally checking for 9 and square of 9 not equals to 9. Okay, this is a condition. If this condition is being followed out, then we are simply telling return 0. Okay, it's negative case, right? And finally we are writing an else condition, return return -1. Okay, simple else condition, because it is mandatory, right? Whenever you write these if else if statements. This is about your check win status. Okay, now another function is left. What is that? Now check win is completed. Okay, in main method we have created how the choices, the different choices to be taken, and the marks to be displayed. Okay, and we have one more part left out is creating the board. Okay, the tic-tac-toe board. So let us write a function to create the tic-tac-toe board. Okay, now the name of the function is void board, which has input. First we are printing printf slash n tic tac toe. Okay, also we are ending with slash ins, and we are giving the information like for player 1 it is what, x, right? And similarly for player 2 it is o, and finally we are ending with slash ins. We are creating a board like this. You just check it here. I'll give a tab space here instead. Tab space align, tab space align, and again one more tab space giving a new line. Okay, and I'm printing %c. Okay, %c and again %c. and we are keeping a slash in here. So this percentage indicates what? Square of, sorry, square of 1, square of 2, and square of 3. These are the indications given, and we are using another printf statement to make the output neat, right? We are using this underscores or whatever, right? uh, like this, sorry, let us make it something like slash n, and again we are printing the tab space part, tab space, tab space, one more tab space shall I give? Yes, slash n. And after this you need to have 3 more squares, so let me take the same one, right? The only difference between those and here we will be having 4 5 6, right? 4 5 and 6. And similarly again we will be creating the same printf, the gap between those squares, right? After creating the gap between them, we are writing the remaining squares, that is 7 8 and 9. Okay, and finally we are ending up with this part. Okay, to make it neat we are drawing those spaces, and here comes the end of your whiteboard. Okay, and also uh, let me give some space here, tab space. Okay, use it for this tab space. Okay, this is your whiteboard function where you have, where I have given the heading, right? And also you have the information like what is player 1, what is player 2. Player 1 indicates x and player 2 indicates 0. Okay, and also we will use a command called system. Okay, system of, let me tell, system of incomes CLS. So what is the use of this system is, it is a standard library, standard C library. What is the use of it is to pass the commands that can be executed using the command processor or the terminal of your operating system. So whenever you use an operating system, you can use this system command. Okay, so this is your whiteboard function. And also what is the use of getch in C, right? In the above part we have got to know. Yeah, here. What is the use of getch is simple, to hold your output screen for some time, or you can tell to hold the console, not console, it's an output screen for some time until the user enters some value inside it. Okay, that is the use of getch function. And you can see the program, right? First we have created uh, an array, square array, which has value 0 1 0 till 9, and this is a checkmin function. This is to create your board, and inside the main function we have given values for player. Okay, 1 high and choice, and this is a mark which must be displayed after the game. And inside a do while loop, using do while loop, that is inside the do we have written the main code or the statements where we have called the board method. Board method we have created here, the last, you can check it here. And inside this We have assigned the values for player. What is player? Player modulo 2, and checking for him. If it's true, it goes to 1, else it is 2. Okay, and we are entering the choice like player 1 or player 2. Okay, press 1, then choice goes into whatever the number you have entered will goes into your player. Okay, that is the use of this input statement. And mark, so based on this x and zeros, your mark must be placed right. And we are using simple if else if ladder. If choice is 1 and the first position is 1, then assign that mark to square of 1. Okay, similarly for 2's, assign that mark to square of 2. For 3, sorry, this is 3, right? For 3, assign those marks to square of 3. If it is 4, assign to 4. It's 5, 5, 6, 6, and finally for 9 also. Okay, and here I have given an else case. If any one of them is not considered or not executed, then simply tell invalid move. Okay, and decrementing the player. So here we have used get.ch function to hold the output screen. Okay, and we are using a variable I, where we are taking the function called check when inside it, and finally ending of the loop by some condition. And I have called, after ending of this loop, I have called board function. Okay, that is inside the main method. Okay, we have given if I is equal to 1, uh, which player has 1, player 1 or player 2. Okay, and if I is not equal to 1, obviously I must be 1, right? So if in the else case we have given game is draw. And check when function, so how you can check your win function, if all the elements nothing but x's and zeros o's are adjacent to each other, then he must win. And if they're adjacent in vertical manner or horizontal manner, they can win. And also diagonal manner also, you can win the game. These are the conditions for them. And finally we have given an else if case at last. Okay, telling like square 1 not equal to 1, 2 not equal to 3 not equal to 3, similarly 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, if this condition satisfies, then we are telling to return 0. Okay, finally we have given an else case for it. If any one of them does not execute, return -1. And this is your board function. So just to show you your output, how your board will be. Okay, we have created some lines over here to make it somewhat look pretty. This is your tic-tac-toe code. Let us try to execute it. First, let us save it. Actually, I've created a tic-tac-toe game folder file, and you can check here. I've got the error. Yeah, square right. You can execute. Yeah, you got the output. You can check the positions are being placed here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, somewhat these lines are in an unordered fashion, but just you can check that the names are being displayed here. And after this we are writing enter any number. I'm giving 3. So you can check after entering 3, x is been assigned. So for player 1, x is been assigned, and for player 2, o will be assigned. So at what position you want o? Suppose let us say I want to insert it at 5th position. So you can check at 5th position o is been inserted. And similarly player 1, nothing but x case, I want at 6th position. You can check at the 6th position x is been inserted. And finally for player 2, I want at 8th position to insert. You can check at 8th position o is inserted. And for player 1, that is he holds x value, right? So I'm giving number to be 9. That's it. So player 1 has won. You can check all the elements are in a vertical fashion. Similarly, you can have horizontal fashion or diagonal fashion, like from 1 0 in this fashion. Okay, so player 1 has won the game. Let us execute it once again. Okay, suppose if I give random numbers 1, 2, and 3, 6, 9, 7, 5. You can check the X elements are diagonal. That's why player 1 has won. Let us look into a simple draw case as well, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me tell 8, 9, 7. So again, player 1 has won, right? You can check the adjacent, the diagonal elements are same. Let me give a simple draw case, right? Uh, I give 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let me give 8 to him. Let me check O has been placed here. And for player 1, let me give a number like 6 and 7. And for player 1, I'll be giving. So again, you can check player 1 has won the game. X and X and X. You can check one more time. Suppose if I give 1, player to 6, and 5 for player 1, and for player 2 9, 2 for player 1, and for player 2 3. So player 2 has won the game, all overs. Let me try it once again. If I give 5, 6, 7, 8, okay. Uh, Player 1, I'm giving 4. For player 2, I'm giving 3. And for player 1, I'm giving some 9. Again, for player 2, uh, these are the leftover slots, right? I'm giving 1 to player 2, and for player 1, I'm giving 2. Sorry, I've given 2. Okay, game draw. You can check the game has been drawn. So there is no what we say horizontal or vertical one, and also diagonal one. That's why the game has drawn. This is about your tic-tac-toe game. I hope you found it useful, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Please follow the groups and links posted below. Thank you.